Hello, hello. Hi, y'all. We are back. OMG. I'm so excited. Welcome back to America Tells All. I am America, your host. And I'm so excited to be back here with BB legend, Twitter clapback queen. It is Taylor Hale. Yay!
I'm newly in my clapback era, but only when necessary. Like a little poke here, and then I bring it back in. I don't need to be wasting all my time on the interwebs like that.
Exactly. No, you're a queen. I love it. I was like, let's go. Finally. Some of these losers need to be whacked. It's been long enough and they think they can say whatever they want online.
Mhm.
And they need to know that that's not, I don't care what age you are. If you talk shit online, you're going to get it. Anybody can get it.
Let's just fuck around and find out. Like, I just have a career that I'm chasing, and it's more important for me to focus on that than whacking some people. But like, after 2 years of being called all different types of names, out my name, all these other lies, like, some bitches need to get checked. And if necessary, I will do it. People think I don't have it in me because I'm very famous for like taking the high road all the time. But like, you just haven't seen it, and I try not to let people see it because it can actually get really ugly.
I love it. I'm into it. I'm all down to berate kids on online, but I love that quote. I think you tweeted something like, I prefer the high road, but if the low road gets me there faster, was that the quote? Like, I'll take
Basically,
it if it's a shortcut.
don't have a problem taking the shortcut if the low road gets me there faster. I'm fine with that.
Watch out, Twitter. Taylor's here, and so is America. But it's my favorite thing because I go on and it's like Taylor has responded to this tweet from this account that you have muted or you have blocked, all of it. And I was like, okay, I have the right people blocked. I have the right people muted, right? But I'm so excited.
I'm like over the moon. I used to watch The Bachelor religiously. It's been a while since I've dipped my toes in the Bachelor water. I've been pulled out of one vortex and thrown to the BB universe. And so it's fun to kind of pull out and go back to what I used to watch for fun. I'm so excited to talk Golden Bachelorette. There's just like so much lore and even stuff that's connected to Big Brother through the Golden franchise that I can't wait to get into. But no, when I saw that you were starting a podcast called America Tells All, I said, let me get on here with this yapping girl because she knows how to run her mouth. So I want to see what I get out of you.
We are going to tell all today. That's right. I didn't know you watched The Bachelor. Do you remember any seasons? Bachelor, Bachelorette?
Yeah, so my first season, mind you, I was a black girl in a very white sorority. I was Alpha B at the George Washington University. Shout out any iota, it doesn't matter, whatever. So this was the way that I got to relate to the white people in my sorority. They were always watching the Bachelor franchise. I was like, I don't care about any people. I don't know these people, whatever. And then one year, I think my senior year, I decided to watch Nick Viall's season, which fast forward now, haha. But that was the first season of the Bachelor universe. And from there, we got Rachel Lindsay, the first Black lead of the Bachelor franchise, period. And there, I just kept going and going. And I stopped, I think around the pandemic is when after the pandemic seasons is when I ended. So, and then actually I got recruited to go on 2 seasons following the Matt James and whoever was after Matt. I got recruited for both of those and it didn't work out, but things played out for the better.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? Wait, so that was like my next question. I'm like, okay, do you know of The Bachelor, the franchise? Would you ever go on? So you had considered it. You were in the process?
I was recruited. I was oddly recruited for like a lot of reality shows before I ever won a pageant title, after I won a pageant title. But yeah, I was recruited to go on Matt James's season first. And then I can't remember was it Clayton that was after Matt?
I think it was Clayton. Yes.
It was those 2 seasons that I got recruited for. And yeah, they had me make a whole video on like, what type of love are you looking for? What do you want? And that second season, I think it was the second season, Clayton season, when they came back and asked me to go through the process again. I was like, I'm going to focus on winning Miss Michigan USA, and took a different path from there. But yeah, I did a whole video. I did all the interviews. I did a bunch of tests, but then I don't think I made it past like the 3rd round both times.
Good for you. I don't know if you watched the seasons, but I watched the seasons and you dodged a bullet. Matt was pretty good, but he had this thing where he would kiss with his eyes open.
Yeah, I remember. And then the season itself was kind of a train wreck. Like, just I remember the drama of it, and we didn't really get any drama because it was always a pandemic. So just drama on a TV show felt like it was times a billion. So coming out of that, I was just like, ew, yucky. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun or enjoying or enjoyable. What the hell am I trying to say? I didn't enjoy that. I didn't have fun with that.
Enjoyable.
Words are hard. This is now the Taylor Hale is a dunce podcast.
Oh, shut up. No, never.
And then was Katie Thurston was the female lead after that. And like, I just kind of fell off The Bachelor. I don't know if it was a matter of watching so many seasons in a row or just who the people on the cast was or the lead was. I couldn't tell you what got me out of it. Honestly, maybe I was just focused on my pageant career. And then, I kind of dipped out of that and landed in Big Brother world.
It was destiny. I believe in destiny, and I'm like, things happen for a reason. And I am so glad that you weren't on Matt James or Clayton's season. That was a train wreck. You want to talk about your best?
It generally worked out because I ended up turning Big Brother 24 into my own little Bachelorette season anyway. So
I feel you. We have the same mind, Queen.
You're more successful than me over here with your happy, long-lasting showmance, real mance. I got 2 failed showmance.
And the win. That's it. The win. And AFP. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
What a rough life. No, but I'm glad that you...
I said you attract what you fear. Money.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no, old hot man.
And listen, when we get into talking about these men, okay,
men.
I know these are for the little Golden Bachelorette, but baby, only one of these men is gonna win, and a lot of these boys are my type. Okay. So I'm taking notes on this, and I was like, oh no, for me, I like him. I want him. So my notes, I'm ready.
Well, let me know who, because I just did a cast assessment with Demi, and we looked through their Instas. So I have some of them were hard to find, some of them were easier, but I'll DM those to you, and you can slide in those DMs. Please do. But I am so excited to have you here. This is a big season. It's the first season of the Golden Bachelorette. And I watched The Golden Bachelor last year. Did you hear of it? Did you watch it?
Oh, anything? I watched it so hard.
Oh, you did?
I watched every episode. I was sobbing in the first episode when Gary was talking about, oh my God, his wife died. Is he sobbing? Talking about how his wife died. I'm sobbing. My mom is sobbing. Everybody's crying. You're gasping for air, snot running down our lips, like insane. And then, I watched that whole marriage happen, sponsored by Amazon. And then I watched So,
and then the Good Morning America announcement, and I was literally like, when they announced it, I was like, or they announced that they were going to be on, I was like, oh no, like they're
someone was sick.
I did too. I was like, oh no, someone got diagnosed with something. Yes.
I was like, is it ALS? Is it cancer? Like, no, we're getting divorced.
And I'm like, no, like it was even worse. I was like, are you kidding me?
Even worse. Love is a lie. Love is a lie.
Well, I went through the whole season thinking like, oh, this is going to be different. This is the Golden Bachelor we're talking about. But you know what? It's a part of the Bachelor Nation franchise. So what did we expect? Maybe our expectations were too high.
I mean, I just, sometimes I have faith in old people. They're more decisive, allegedly. They know what they want. Allegedly. But, I guess the allure of everything being sponsored by Amazon and having a free wedding, a glamorous red carpet at your wedding, it's driving people a little astray too.
I think it was televised, right? It was like Amazon and televised on Amazon, everything. I don't think I watched it.
Tuned in watching Gary end that wedding reception with, "Don't stop believing." Don't stop. Mind you, everyone's talking. He's like, and you don't stop believing, sir. Let them drink their champagne and call it a night, an early night, their old asses. Anyway.
2 months later, womp womp. They're like, I'm not moving to your house. You're moving here, right? Like, what? I was like, what did they talk about during Fantasy Suites?
It's that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. You're moving? That's exactly it. But very excited. So Joan, so you do know Joan. Hello. You saw her last season.
I did see her last season. I love that she decided to focus on herself, focus on her family. She's not going to stick around and fight with all these other women for this one guy. So she left, she took care of herself, took care of her family, and here we are. She's rewarded with the prize.
I know. She said she got called back like immediately too. Like after she left and she took care of her her personal business. She's like, oh, they called me like a few weeks later, like, hey, we want you to be on. So good for her. Like she was obviously first option, and she's very excited about this, and I'm excited for her.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Imagine, like a lot of people that make it to Final 4, Final 3 fantasy suites, the consolation prize is like, okay, well, if I didn't win, at least I'll be the next lead. And now I'm sorry, you lost to somebody that eliminated themselves in like 17th place or something.
Yeah, no, it was like week 3, I believe. I didn't know much about Joan from last season because she just dipped what felt like the second episode. But I'm excited to watch her journey unfold this season. But before we get started, just remember, y'all, to subscribe, follow, rate America Tells All on it wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, if you go to americatellsall.com, you can find, the videos, the actual podcast, everything there. That's the hub for that. But yeah, let's begin. You ready, Taylor?
Let's get into it. I'm so ready.
You ready for this journey to begin?
Oh my God. Can I just steal you for a sec? Because I want to talk to you. I just want to make sure that we're on the page. Okay.
Can I steal you for an hour? Can I steal you for about an hour?
Wait for as long as you want, America.
My dream, a dream come true to have you here. But okay, so we found out a lot about Joan's story from the beginning. 2 minutes in, I'm bawling, crying my eyes out. I was like, oh, it's going to be this type of episode.
And I just, I think it's just a stutter. It's like we watch these shows and we hear about people that are, I wouldn't even say later stages in life. Like a lot of these people are in their early to mid 60s.
They're my parents' age. No, I was like, they're not even old. Like,
no, really, they're both my parents' age. They could be on the show, and they're both single. Maybe that's another conversation. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, to even imagine, like, these could be my parents, my friend's parents, and suddenly someone's dying of an atrocious type of cancer. Someone's going to sleep or being awake with someone at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you go back to check at them at 3 a.m. and they're gone. And the guilt that person, that Joan carries as a partner, being like, I was just with my person. And he passed without me. I had someone really close to me who was in late 60s. They passed away earlier this year. And I remember when we thought it was a little touch and go, I remember a friend of mine told me, sometimes people want to pass alone with their own dignity. Like they'll know when you're there and they'll wait for you to leave so that they can go without giving you that weight or that guilt of that moment. And so that really touched me. It hit me very close because I know what it's like to say, wow, I wish I could have been there to assist as they carry on in their afterlife or whatever you believe in. But, I'm sobbing to hear Joan say my future was gone when he left. It's just like to have a love like that. That's what we all want. To believe in. Anyway, single girl.
Taken girl here, and I'm bawling. I'm crying the first episode. I'm like, Corey's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, you don't like.
Tell Corey he needs to feel his emotions more.
No, how do you not? He's tearing up. He's tearing up too, but I literally get goosebumps. They're playing like a slow, sad song, and then all of a sudden it's this uplifting, right? And it changes to like a Phil Collins song. All of a sudden I'm on I'm in the Tarzan movie, and I'm like, yes.
The hawks are flying into the cymbals.
Not the hawks, not the
hawks of the tombstone.
I was already crying, and then she goes, "Oh my God, oh my God, there's one right there." I was like, no, there isn't. I was like, I'm not going to fact check because I don't know birds like that. I'm sure it was a hawk.
I believe it was a hawk. I also believe it was a hawk. I would not put it past, because, I'm sorry. Bachelor producers are like, no,
they're like, release the hawk.
Crazy. Literally,
release the hawk.
And Joan, oh my God, it's the hawks. We got her.
Yeah.
Her closer. Is that a tear? Get her. I would not put anything past them.
I would not either. That's so funny. But it was literally making me tear up. But I'm so excited for this journey. She's full of hope, and I'm right there with her. So then we go back to the mansion. They're back at the actual mansion. I'm not sure if you watched Jen's season, but they did it at a different. I don't know if
I heard they did Jen's season at a different mansion, and that I was confused because this mansion, and we'll talk about the tour a little bit later, but like the little mansion tour that they had the guys doing later on, it didn't look like the mansion that I was used to. The outside looked exactly the same, but when they were looking at the pool and the kitchen, I was like, renovation, new lighting, it looks good.
They got that money. They got the budget. Other networks could never. I'm not gonna name who, but but ABC's got the budget. They got the Phil Collins song. They got the Casey Musgrave song. Like they got the rights to these things, and they clearly renovated the house. It looks bigger, like more rooms, more little like cubbies.
Okay,
for them
so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Okay, good. I thought it looked renovated, but also it's been so long since I've watched. So I don't know. Also, wait, before we really start talking about the guys, I don't know if you watched this live on ABC or if I watched it on Hulu. And so I was paying attention to commercial breaks. Mm-hmm. And like obviously we know the demographic is going to be a little bit different for the Golden's franchise versus regular Bachelor and etc. The very first ad was a vaginal moisture ad with a specific Golden Bachelor discount. Oh, we're going all in on the 60 plus range. He said Golden Bachelor.
Oh no,
Golden money, bitch. Okay.
They said, let's get that pussy wet because
that's the time we're on America. Let's fucking go. I've seen it. Okay.
I didn't watch live. I'm so mad I missed that because no, I'm telling you, as someone who's watched The Bachelor for years and years, they don't have those types of. They had fucking Daisy. What's the Daisy? The cottage cheese.
Yeah, Daisy
last year for Daisy, the one of the contestants. Like that type of stuff. So they do tie it in. It is very intentional. That is so fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the vaginal, and also there was a knockoff. What's the thing people stick to lose weight now?
Oh, is it like Ozempic?
Yeah. Knockoff, like delivered to your door Ozempic. I was like, damn, they try and get your pussy wet and get you shed them fucking pounds off the body. They're like, so the older golden generation, the sexagenarians are gonna be fucking.
I love it. I love it. When are they going to call you? I'm sure you'll get a call from ABC for a Rose toy ad.
Oh my God. No, I'll take half the cut. I'll keep that on my Instagram. I'm good.
They'll have all of the BB alumni go on there for that.
I mean, basically.
But I love it. That's actually so funny. Great. So you ready to get into the guys?
I'm always ready to get into the guys. You know me.
And you got to let me know, who is it? Who you got your eyes on?
Okay. I think I wrote down my favorites. Where are they?
Let me see.
Jonathan. That just like that. Ooh. Listen. Jonathan walked up and I said, "Oh."
61 where? 61 literally where?
Where? Like, listen, black don't fucking crack. I'll tell you that. But that man is a drug himself. He smiles. He writes poetry and recites it to you. Good fucking Lord. Don't show me the
lover boy.
I don't give a fuck about those kids. We're on the same time, Erica. Don't tell me about your children. Don't tell me what they're doing. I want to know about you. I want to know what's in your bank account. I want to know what you're doing. Like, I will do anything, anywhere for Jonathan. Also, Mark's fine ass. Good God. From the second I saw him sitting in the audience, yeah, Jonathan, he looks like he's in a
hottie, certified hottie. And we'll talk about his limo entrance in a bit because I thought it was corny as fuck. I'm sorry, Jonathan. You're too hot to be that corny.
I don't care. He's the type of hot that can get away with corny. You gotta be that type of hot to get away with corny. If you're corny and you're not sexy, it's creepy.
I think, look, we can't even see his arms, but I know he's got muscles under that sweater. I love him. He's a sweetheart. And he is certified lover boy for real. With that poem, I was like, oh, like he took his time. He's thoughtful.
If that poem took time, I'm curious about like his mental wherewithal, but it was cute. It was romantic. It's about it being romantic, not it being like the depths of Shakespeare or whatever. Who are you?
Well, he doesn't know her, so I don't expect it to be super romantic. So I'm like, okay, it's fine if it's surface level,
cute.
Like it would be too fake. I'd be like, wait, John, if it was like too oh, I love you, all of that shit, then I'd be like, oh, he's here.
It would be like it'd be like Luke P when he told Hannah, "I love you" at the second group date.
Oh, Luke P. Ew.
Nasty man, nasty work, and a very odd play. Anyway.
And it happened so much. It happened last season with Jen. The guy didn't want to go up there and say something nice. It was like a talent show. He didn't have a talent. So he went up there first date and was like, I love you.
I would love you to get the fuck away from me. See, I can never be Bachelorette because I'd be cutting be cutting people left and right.
That's what we need, though. That's what we need. Because
that's not what they'll let us do.
and I don't know how production works. Obviously, I'm sure they make them like string some guys along for the drama.
Yeah.
But I personally like it better when the Bachelorette stands on business. I feel like Hannah Brown was like that. Jen last season was like that. I thought for a second, yeah, moving the podium. Hello,
Woo!
You know it. I think that's one of my favorite Bachelorette moments ever. So iconic. I totally will never forget that moment. It's engraved in my mind. It's so
okay.
good.
We talked about my elder crushes. Who are you looking at?
Oh my God. Don't get me started on Charles L. He is a cutie. A cutie. Don't look at me like that. He is a cutie, and I would die for him, protect him. Maybe not a crush, but
right.
No, yes, it is a crush. He has such a kind soul. I love it. He's clearly into interior decor. I love it. I love House Hunters. We can watch House Hunters together.
I did write down that I 100% would be doing the exact same thing. Like, oh, look at the fridge is well stocked here. Oh, look at this. These are some nice pots and pans. I would absolutely be doing that. So I don't judge you there.
The way he's slapping the counter, I'm like, ooh, slap me like that, daddy, please.
You think he got in him? You think he got in him? I think he'd be looking at you like,
look at him. Look at him. Look at the leather jacket, the hand on the.
Like they dressed him up for this moment. I don't think he has that naturally in him. If you looked at him and said, if you said "spank me, daddy," he'd be like, he didn't do anything wrong. Why would I do that?
I'm like, Charles, please. He's adorable. He's cute. I love him. He's got my heart right now. He would have gotten my first impression rose. So is Jonathan getting your first impression rose?
Yeah. For me, yes. For like Jones picks, different conversation. But Jonathan, oh yeah. I might pull a Claire Crawley with Jonathan. That'd be bring it on.
Taylor, you know your shit. You know your shit.
I told you I watched the show. I watched the show. I haven't in a long time, but I know my shit.
I feel like, I don't know, I guess a lot of reality TV people don't. Yeah. Like even Bachelor contestants, I've like found out that they don't watch the show. They're all recruits, you know? And that works, but it's tough to find somebody who's like into reality TV like that hasn't been on reality TV, if that makes sense.
Surprise.
You know what I mean? Surprise! And that's why we love you, Queen. You know your shit. So let's get started.
Please, let's talk to the boys.
Here we are. So talking about real crushes. Pascal. Oh my God. Yes. He came out of the limo. They played that slow jazz music. What's that meme? I slowly started to be seduced by him. He started to seduce me. Oh.
No. And then he opened his mouth. Good Lord, the French accent from Chicago. Oh. And I love later on in the show when he was talking about like the first impression Rose was taken from him. He said, I didn't know what that was. I would have been more debonair. I would have been more debonair. I was like, I love you. I want you. Just sing sweet nothings to me. Say the nastiest things to me. You can get anything you want out of me, Pascal, the salon owner from Chicago. Oh, and then when he had his little intro package, finally they show him, he's like, I have my car, I have my salon, I do this. They showed him in that car. I said, I belong in that passenger seat. I mean,
he said, I got the means. He just kept saying, I have the means. And we're like, you're rich.
Yes.
We see it. Yes. You see, it's a big ass salon too. It's not a just a cut. Like there were layers to that. Like I looked and I'm like, is that a mirror behind them? No, it's a big ass salon.
Yes. He got the girls working in there. And he said, I'm going to take my cut. I'm going to pay for my car. Go on back. Is he like a sugar daddy, low-key? I need to know.
He said, see y'all in 6 weeks. Yeah. You know what? I feel like I've seen him on Seeking Arrangements or something. I feel like I would.
Oh, so you've been on Seeking Arrangements.
What?
So you've been on Seeking Arrangements.
I know the site. That's all. I mean, obviously, you know, I was once in college and a struggling college student, but
America, you're never being the sugar baby allegations.
Oh no, boo. I just pull out a wad of cash.
Look, wait about it.
Taylor, if I would have won, I was telling Corey about this the other day, where I'm like, if I won and I saw any hater saying any stupid shit about me, I would just like tweet them a picture of me going like, wait a minute, and then like a stack of cash. That'd literally be it.
I do have a habit of just like opening up my bank account every time I see something that actually bothers me. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm fine. It's so fun. I'll check my investments. I'm like, oh, wow, it's growing. Yes.
See, what I do is I have to open up Twitch and see Corey streaming. And I'm like, like that's my man. Cha-ching. Yeah. He's like playing like Roblox, like Big Brother Roblox. I'm like, that's my man. I love him.
Okay,
Love you, Corey.
I'm so off topic. And again, I love French accent Pascal, but were you as a fan of The Bachelor and as a fan of Big Brother, were you going into Big Brother house being like, oh, I'm definitely getting a showmance. Look at me. I'm so fucking hot. And like, someone's going to want me and I'm going to hook up on the show and da, 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 da.
I was sort of surprised that throughout casting, they were asking me dating questions or showmance questions. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm the super fan. But right, I'm like, no, that's my lane. I'm in the super fan lane. But I went along with it, obviously. I went into the house and I was open to it because the showmances always work out better for the women than the men. They're usually seen as a threat, for a lot of reasons. But I was like, okay, if I get into a showmance, first off, it would be okay. Like he would go before me, prophesizing, my demise. But it's like, I think it's seen as a bad thing when really it's not. You have a built-in ally, a solid number one. If you're both able to win comps, then it's good. But then I got into the house and I didn't see anybody that I liked. And I was like, I'm not going to be in a showmance. This is not going to work.
Oh, well, look how that worked out.
Corey was in the nether region. That's why.
That's right. Yeah. It was a slow burn.
Were you like showmance? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I knew what they were putting me in the house for. Here's like the hot black girl. We got a hot white girl, we need a hot black girl. And they're like, they're both going to be in showmances. And I walked in and I was like, they clearly want me to be in a showmance with this guy. And I was like, probably not going to happen. Well.
Nope.
Anyway. Nope. Like I said, I turned to my own Bachelorette.
I know. I was up at night. I was on the feeds. I had to text my friend, my best friend. I was like, hey, camera 2, you will not believe what's happening.
No. And it's like, it's one thing to know that, like, at least at the fantasy suites on The Bachelor, the cameras aren't there. Not only were you all watching, when the feeds cut away from me, somebody in Big Brother production had to watch all of it to know when to cut back in, Yeah. I think
it doesn't. You do you. It's fine. You know what? It all worked out. Thank you.
Not intentional, but it worked out.
I wanted at least one showmance to root for that season. And you gave that to us.
There you go.
I was rooting for you for sure. Pascal.
Daddy Pascal.
Would you take him to the HOH room?
Yeah, are you kidding me? Cut the lights.
I love him.
Pascal. I'm obsessed with him. And he's so charismatic. He's so well groomed. This is a good looking guy. Well traveled. He mentioned he travels to France like 2-3 times a year. Put me on the jet, baby. Let's go.
I like him a lot. And he's a star. Like we saw his commentary throughout the show. I was like, oh, like this is going to be his show. He's a star. I love him. Next up, we have Kim.
Navy Kim.
Thoughts?
I don't mind a man in uniform. I used to date a guy that was in the Navy, this guy's a former Navy captain. Oh.
Do you know Captain Lee? That's not him, but do you know Captain Lee from Below Deck?
Yeah, he's a knockoff Captain Lee. I would take Captain Lee over Kim. No shade. Sorry, Captain Lee is definitely more fuckable compared to Kim. I'm going to get in so much trouble. I'm going to get in so much trouble for this podcast. Oh my God. Good.
Taylor, no, you're not. Well, good. That's what this is about. It's America and Taylor tell all. For today.
I wouldn't personally run with Kim very long, but he was sweet. Like we see him have a nice conversation later on in the show. He dressed up for the occasion. He came in his formal whites. Like I appreciate the effort he put in. Does that mean that I think he's a good match for Joan? No. Do I also think that I think he's gonna be like a great color commentator or great for the show in general? Meh. But I just need him to not be gone on night 1. That's fine.
He has a story, right? And he's I like the uniform. I like that he came dressed up. A lot of these guys didn't have bits or gimmicks for their limo entrance, which is crazy. But I was like, oh, he's cute. And then he tells us about his story and talks about being in the Navy and being the captain of a destroyer. And I look at Corey and I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know anything about the Navy, but what does that mean? That doesn't sound good. Destroying what? But yeah, that's Kim. I was just thought of Captain Lee the entire time. It was very monotone. He really didn't give me much the entire time. But
no. But who knows? Maybe the person that doesn't give a lot from the jump could be given. I don't want him to give a lot later on. Next,
they might be. Yeah, they might be trying to trick us or something, but I don't see him making it too far. Next up, we have a Chalk. Do you remember Chalk?
Chalk? I thought his name was Jordan. I forgot about Chalk. Next. No.
So, okay, the one thing I'll say about Chalk is, and you'll remember him after I bring this up, but if a white man ever comes up to me with a container containing some brown, yellow, murky, like liquid, I am not drinking that. He's the chicken noodle soup guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think chocolate noodle soup is what he called it.
Here's the thing. I love chicken noodle soup. It's my favorite. No, not that. Chicken noodle soup is my favorite. Like, it will get me through anything. If I'm having a bad day, I will order like a giant. I'll go to like a Jewish deli and get a giant thing of chicken noodle soup. It'll make my whole day. Do I want this man coming to me in a suit with a jar of chicken noodle soup?
It's probably cold.
He wants me to die. He's trying to kill me. I'm running and screaming in the opposite direction. Get away from me.
Help. What?
Really?
Like, is this allowed? Is this allowed? I'm not drinking this.
Not tasting it, not drinking it. No. Mm-mm. Like, did you guys test this?
Yeah. Is it tested? Please. Next up.
Oh,
my man. Whatever Adonis said.
Yeah, I'm not even listening. I don't hear you, but I love this. You said it's corny. This would get me. This would get me so hard. He said,
"Ew."
No, this would get me so bad.
Each other for the first time. Our eyes locking at this. It's gonna be special. I was like, ew.
No, he's hot enough to pull it off. I would totally fall for this. I'd be like, yes, and I will unveil your eyes, my love. Oh. Yeah, I need him to stay single so I can date him personally.
Every guy listening is now on their Amazon gonna go buy a blindfold.
No.
They got it in their cart now.
Ew, not every guy listening.
They will, I promise. But I thought it was corny. Boo, lame. I do appreciate the effort of coming in with a bit. Of course, the bits don't always work out, but whatever. It's cute. He brought a poem too. So
yeah,
we'll let that slide. So this is Jordan. I think you mentioned Jordan earlier.
I did. Jordan was stuttering, which I guess was like endearing, but as a viewer it was boring. Like, okay, just spit it out. Yeah. Spit it out. I guess like it's flattering if you're Joan, but I'm watching and I'm like, get it together. You need to have presence. Give me something. And I just like when he was all, like, I love that you left, and that shows me how selfless you are. I hate when men tell women, oh, I love how selfless you are. So you want me to baby you? Get away from me. You said, you want me to sacrifice my sanity, my stability to like care for other people. I'm not a nanny. I'm not a nurse. I'm an individual that needs to be taken care of instead of taking care of you.
Taylor, you're on a different wavelength. Oh my God. You're on to Jordan. This might be something you've unlocked something.
No, it bothered me. I was pissed off already. I was like, ew, next.
Okay, Hisam, let's psychoanalyze this man. What does he mean? I thought, I was like, oh, he's flopping so hard. This is so embarrassing for him. Like, you could tell the stuttering, the sweating. He wasn't really saying much. The whole, oh, you left for your family. Like, I would do the same. I'm like, what do you mean you would do the same?
Literally. So you're telling me you would leave me on this, like, journey?
That's what he's basically saying. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna self-eliminate. That's what he's saying. He's like, if I'm not feeling you, I'm gonna make this excuse up and I'm gonna go. So that's Jordan.
You're a leaver, not a lover. Next. Oh,
dun. Play what's the shark song? The shark like intro song. Literally, that's the pink suit. He comes out and he's like, here I am. And that's not it. Because the pink suit isn't enough attention, right? No. He's not getting enough attention. He starts singing.
I did it my way. And then he was singing it to the guys in the house again in the wrong key. So they played the song to match his key. And then he sings it in the lower one in the house. And now it's off. I'm like, okay, at least if you're going to do this, commit to it. And here's the other thing. Like, this is my personal nightmare. My personal nightmare is being serenaded because like and I've been serenaded before. All you can do is take it. Like you just
Also, was it okay? So when you were serenaded, was it just like a guy singing? Did they have a guitar, an instrument of some sort? Did they?
No, he was just singing. It was totally a cappella, which is like, I think personally, I think at least you only have one thing to critique. Like if he came with a guitar or even a recorder or something, it's like, okay, now I got to critique or appreciate. I'm not appreciating shit. I got to appreciate your voice and your musical ability with the instrument. I'm happy I only had to deal with the voice. If there was a guitar too, I'd have to be like, oh yeah, you're so good at that. No, get away from me. Just talk to me. Use your words to communicate. Don't sing. Don't play shit. Just talk to me. Because what? Now you're just, oh, look at this thing I can do. I don't give a fuck. Unless you're making money off of it. Then why are you doing it to me? Because I'm not paying you.
It's so awkward. I would never be able to be serenaded like that. I've told Corey after this episode, actually, I was like, don't ever do that. That is so embarrassing. Like, even if we're alone, please don't do that. Because what do I say? Did you clap after? What did you do? Did you?
No, we were alone when it was happening to me. It's worse. At least if like there's people around, not my taste, but at least there's people around, like there's a crowd or something, like other people can enjoy this. I just gotta take this shit on my own. I'm just like, oh, you're so good at singing. That was great. Wow. And then you just quickly move on to anything else. And it probably hurt his feelings. I don't care.
Doesn't matter. Was it a love song? Were they like trying to convey a message, or was it like
original song?
I'm going on AGT.
No, he will never be on AGT. It's fine. It was a little love song that he wrote himself and sang a cappella, and I was like, I don't care for this. And I can't even I can't sing along either because I know the words.
Oh, it was an original. It was an original.
What do you do with that? What do I do with that? Nothing.
Ew.
There's no point of reference. There's no tune to hum along with. It wasn't even like an original sung to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Thank you for this nothing burger. Not for me.
I hope you're hungry for nothing. Well, I'll give Jack points then for not bringing an original. That would have been so cringy and awful to watch. So I'll give him that. He is also a star. Like Pascal, I'll say he came in and he was commentating the entire time.
No, he's amazing. I want Jack to go as far as possible. I want Jack to go to hometowns. He had me, oh my God, when he walked away after singing, he goes, freaking hot. Screaming, laughing. When he did the house tour, he's looking at the pool. He's like, oh, I think I saw this in Mexico. Nothing. This good in Mexico. Like,
he's blasted. He is amazing. Drunk off his ass. I was amazing. Like, let's go.
I need him on every single episode. I want him to, oh my God, can I get him final 2? I want to see what he looks like head over heels in love and then rejected. And you put these old people on the beach on Paradise. That's what I want to see.
We need a golden. That's exactly what I was thinking. Every single guy, I'm like, we need a golden Paradise.
I don't know because I need to see Jack on there. Put me in Paradise with the old men.
Oh, just regular Paradise.
Oh, regular Paradise. I'm trying to mix. Look, let's do some intergenerational swap in here, okay? I want to meet these boys, these men.
Jack? We're talking about Jack?
Yeah. Well, not him, but.
You're like, no, back to Jonathan. Back to Jonathan. I love Jack though, because he's like, oh, we're getting in the pool, right? We get to use the pool. Like, it's so funny. No, go ahead.
No, I'm obsessed with him. He's like, we're not just doing this shit for show. Like, we're actually enjoying this, right? That's a period. You have your fun.
I'm ready for him to enter his villain era. It seems like there's going to be some tension with other house guests. They're like, oh, he's just here for
house
the pool.
Guest. Oh my God, you're corrupted.
Did I say house guests?
You said house guests.
Sam, cut this out. Sam, cut this out. Don't let them know I'm traumatized.
No, leave it in. Leave it in. I need everyone to know how both of us.
Taylor, I still get changed. Corey noticed this the other day. When I get out of the shower, I still change under my towel.
Oh, interesting.
Like I hadn't even noticed that I still do that. But that's
neighbor. Sorry. If you're in a room apartment across from me and you look at my window, like I'm the naked neighbor. Sorry. Oh well.
I'm like, where do you live again?
I tell everyone. You give panorama windows or what?
It's LA, right? It's LA. Fuck it, who cares? But that's Jack. Let's go on to our next guy. Oh my god, my heart, it
Yeah.
beats for Charles L. He starts doing a little house tour, checks the when he checked the burner, I was like, that is so funny. He's like, it works.
The dad. And he picked up, he's like, oh, these are good, great pans, great pots. Oh, the fridge is stocked. Exactly.
He's like, lots of meat.
Exactly what. Because here's the thing. I'm sorry. We all know this. You all have seen this. I'm a fucking loner. Like, I'll be like in a group talking to other people. And then as soon as there's a lull in the conversation, I'll be like, all right, what's there to explore? And what am I exploring? The kitchen, the snacks, the food. What can I cook? What can I eat? What can I put in my mouth so I don't have to talk to other people? Like, that's what I would be. So, would I get in bed with this man? No. Would I make breakfast with this man? Yes. That's where we are.
He's so real. He's so real. He's so relatable. Mm-hmm. I love him. And I loved his banter with Pascal too. They're like, perfect. Oh, I didn't have to prepare. Well, maybe you had to prepare. And they're like going back and forth. And I'm like, oh, are they gonna fight? And I'm like, oh no, they're
bantering. I feel like, and let's be really honest here, like with Asian men, Asian American men, and American culture, like you really have to do so much to break through the stereotypes that we have in America on how we can romanticize them. Like, I think The Bachelor was doing a really good job of humanizing this person, showing his family, really opening up a lot of ideas that this is a man who was worthy of love with anybody of any race, any stature. So I'm glad that they didn't just erase him in the background. Like, he was in the forefront. It was really cool to see that. So I don't know how far he'll get. I don't know if he's exactly a match for Joan, but I think at least having the exposure on TV would be really, really good for not just him, but like the Asian American community in general. So kudos. I love to shit on production, Bachelor production, but I will give them their props where it's due here.
I agree. And Charles L so first off, he got an intro package. Nice. And I'm like, yes, when he got an intro package, I'm like, he's gonna make it through the night. Cause they don't just give these out to anybody.
You will usually put one in there that doesn't make it. And I was nervous it would be him.
I was like, no, let's go. When he's like, oh, even his little bit when he met Joan, he's like, oh, I'm 66. Even though I look 36. I was like, oh, I love a self-confident king. Like, he's funny. He's witty. Because sometimes, a lot of the times, especially with like the language barrier, it might not come through like the humor, his personality, but it really did. I was like, even when he's in the kitchen with Jack while Jack is cooking.
So good.
He's like, oh, you need any help? If you have any questions, like, just let me know. I'll help you. I'm like, oh, great. Charles L. Like,
I just don't think we give people enough props for like, not just, oh, is it hard? It is so... You have to be very smart to be funny in another language. So I think like seeing people struggle with another language is hard. I can't be funny in another language. I can barely speak French. I grew up learning French, but if
I'm barely funny in English.
Exactly. It's hard. So I just want to give props to him. He's great. Again, I don't know if he's gonna go far in the show, but he really got to shine this episode, and it made my heart sing.
I agree. Charles L, hit me up.
Yeah, the fight
next
Corey.
Guy. Literally, next guy. Guy. Yes. What do you think about Guy?
Guy is an ER doctor in Vegas. So I know he's funny. I know, and look at him. He looks Botoxed up. He looks like he just got a
shiny
facial. He hit the tanning bed. He's got that heart.
He's got the money.
That's a custom shirt that he's wearing. I know it is. He looks good. He is a good looking guy. I love an interactive thing that he did too. He said, I can diagnose things oftentimes just from smell.
You liked it?
Okay, look, I'm a physical person. If a man came to me and said, smell my wrist, I'd be like, I would be nasty.
Big dogs eat.
Y'all would have to cut the feeds, and you know this about me. I'm not saying anything new. Cut the feeds. You gotta cut the feeds. If someone, it's done. It's done.
I thought it was weird. No, I had the exact opposite reaction. He pulls up and he's like, I, can diagnose by scent. Smell me. I was like, where's he about to spray that cologne? I thought it was gonna be like, oh, smell here, smell here, smell here. I'm like, that would have been funny. He didn't go there, but yeah, I was like, smell me.
Creepy America. He did this.
I would have
on the wrist. Come closer to. Oh, it's doing it for me right now. It is doing it for me. Woo!
Everyone, go buy your cologne. Taylor likes cologne. That she's into smell stuff. She's into smelling stuff.
Okay, relax. Chill.
So wait, what would your have you thought about you know The Bachelor? Have you thought about a limo entrance? Do you know if you, or you
Oh,
have a bit? Would you? Some girls choose to not. Obviously, some guys just came up as is and then said their little spiel. Would you have a bit?
wow. The only bit that they'd probably want to push is something with the pageant world, and like that's been done over and over and over. So, and like, I remember when Caitlin, when she came up and like had her sash and then turned it over and it said Mrs. Underwood. I was like, that was corny. I don't even want to change my last name with whoever I marry, so I couldn't do it. It's so cheesy. No, I think I would generally just walk up and allure them with my presence and beauty and say something wonderful. And like, I think my thing was just like a lingering hug and maybe like some fingers on
No perfume.
No, I'm not spraying that perfume. No. No. You gotta come chase me. I'm not chasing you down, please.
No blindfold.
No, you gotta use that on me. I'm not using that on them. Huh?
Okay.
I need a gimmick to get a guy, please.
You don't. No, Taylor, you're right. I love a good bit though. And I was thinking about this last night and I was like, what would my bit be? Right. Because I don't really have many talents, but I have been learning how to juggle. And
Okay.
I'm not showing you because I have the green screen behind me, but I can juggle. So I'd come in like juggling, maybe a little clown outfit. And then I'd be like, I'm good with balls.
I love you saying you're good with balls. I don't know about the clown outfit because they would make you like the clown of the season. You see what I'm saying?
I'd be like a cute little costume though, not like an it.
Sexy. She said, "I want a clown costume." They're gonna play that
clown.
You're gonna play that stupid. Here comes America. She's gonna open up the limo, put one leg out
while juggling.
I'm good with balls. My name's America, and I'm great with balls.
And then it totally flops when Corey, who's the Bachelor, is like, I only have one ball. So
I did not know that about him. Thank you for sharing with the class.
No, he announced this. I think people know this.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm learning information that I didn't request to know, but now I know it. So Corey, hope you and your one ball are good. I heard America's great with.
It's America tells all about Corey. So
Corey's gonna get on Twitter and be like, "Oh God, here she goes."
Why? It's like, why are they talking about this shit again? Not again.
Who are we talking about just now? Oh, Guy. It was Guy the ER doctor. Guy the rich ER doctor. I feel like I see that for Joan.
I do actually, and based off my cast assessment that I did last week, he posted a lot on his Instagram about this. A lot of the other guys just posted a picture. He posted like 6, 7, probably 10 posts by now. And every caption said, I am so grateful for this transformational journey.
Oh.
No, he said literally the word. It was so fucking funny. He said the word transformational in every single post to where I'm like, does he transform into like a fiance or
either he's engaged and like waiting on the Amazon sponsored wedding, or he has a daughter or somebody that's just like blowing up the social media page. So we'll see which way it goes.
We'll see. But I'm like, I'm scared for him. Like, what did they put? Like, what did he go through that transformed him like that? We will see. Up next was Charles K. He had a bit. Do you remember he did the whole Willy Wonka thing?
I'm screaming, not the Willy Wonka thing. Yeah, the fake push-ups was. Here's what I wrote down. I said, "Oh, he's trying to show her how he put the moves on her." So I got that. He did one arm, but he would like punch the ground a little bit for like a little extra boost. He'd like push and he'd be like, "Ha! It's one arm. Oh, one arm." I'm like, okay, give it up.
Where I'm like, just do 2. Just do 2. I would be impressed if you did regular push-ups.
Yeah.
For those that didn't watch, he came out and was like walking, like wobbling with a cane, like pretending that he couldn't really walk. And then he tossed the cane and started doing faux one-arm push-ups.
It was impressive. I can't do that. I can't, like, even with a little assist, I can't do a one-arm push-up. But I'm just saying, go one way or go the other.
I don't think I can do a regular push-up, but his whole thing was like, oh, we're old. Like, we even saw this little moment later where they're on the scooters, which whatever works, whatever he thinks is cute.
Whatever.
Then we have our boy, Keith. Keith is the guy that pulls up in the camper.
Oh, I love Keith.
I love him.
Here's my thing. Keith is our. I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I'll wait for you to get to it there. But I love Keith. I love how just like he's a gentle giant. He had me cracking up. He's like so sensitive. He talked about in his own package how he and his girls, they separated from his ex-wife because she suffered from addiction, and how he just wants to take care of them. And he's like, I'm 6'5", I'm 2-something. I'm a big guy, but he's just so much heart. And then we see him and Joan just posted up on the front of this camper, chit-chatting away. Like this.
I was like, how much time did he get?
I don't know, but it's like, who cares? If I'm a bleed and someone's like, okay, you gotta go. No. I want to hear the rest of this conversation. Like, he's captivating, he's gentle, he's sensitive. If I were Joan, I'd want to be cuddled up with this man. Like, I'd want this man's arm all on me. He's just a guy that you feel safe and comfortable with. And I think she even says that later on, which, like, to be a woman in the world, to find a man that you just feel safe with, not even like, oh, this guy could like take down a ninja. No, like, I feel emotionally safe with you and protected. That's just such a beautiful thing. And to see her immediately feel that, I'm rooting for him. I want him to go all the way.
I do too. There was a spark, something like from the get-go, like you could see it. She was like enamored by him, and I was enamored by him. I looked at his Insta. He's a total girl dad, so his title fits.
Good.
He saw Chapel Roan a few months ago. He's a cool dad, not just a girl's dad. He's a cool girl's dad, and I love him. He's super cute.
I think a lot of guys want to be a girl dad just because it, like, a lot of men want to look good to other men. So to just say, I'm a girl dad because, what was it, Kobe said it, and now a bunch of guys like, oh, like, I'm a girl dad too. I'm a girl dad too. Do you actually walk it like you talk it?
Yeah.
He does, and I appreciate that.
He does. The definition of a girl dad. He's great. I'm into him. Of course, up next we have
Zaddy.
Speaking of crushes, oh my God. Kelsey's dad, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wish they kept it a surprise. I'll be honest. I think there would have been more of a shock factor if we see Kelsey coming out and was like, what? But because they teased it. We knew that he was going to be on forever now. Yeah. But he's so hot. He's so handsome, and he's so sensitive. He's got this backstory that's very sad, but he seems very hopeful about finding love. And I'm like, I want you to find it too, Mark.
And here's my thing. I think they brought what's her name? Kelsey,
yeah, his daughter.
Okay, yeah. So I know of her. I didn't watch the season. She's really cool. Her hair is stunning. I've seen her on TikTok here and there. But I think they brought Kelsey out first, not for the viewers, for the lead, because we saw Matt James' mom on Golden Bachelor. He was a first boot the very first night. I think this was a little subliminal, like, don't get rid of him. Like, come, this is Bachelor royalty. This is Bachelor family. Don't be kicking these people off. It does help that he is like so sexy.
I was gonna say, did he need it though? I don't think he needed it. Of course, it was probably a little boost, but he did not need it. Look at him.
I'm like, I would do nasty things to that man. And I would do filthy things to that man. I'm like, considering what I have done on national television already, y'all would have to ban me from being on TV ever again. It is Mark. Somebody's got to keep me away from Mark. And don't clip this and send this to Kelsey either, because that's got to be super uncomfortable. But woo, yeah.
Clip this. He's got the thirst traps, apparently. Like, people were making thirst traps of him and making different fan cam edits.
My Instagram is the Taylor Mac. I'll open up my DMs. You can slide one in there. I'm just for research. I just need to know,
He's that guy. And he's the last guy that we see coming out of the limo. And that's it. Those all the 24 men. The other guys are not going to make it past the first night. They're not important. We don't need to care about them. But then we go back inside and, oh, look, we were talking about this earlier. We have our guy Pascal, and he's the one that pulls her for a chat first. He wastes no time. She doesn't even get to take a breath after they do a cheers. He's like, let's get over here. Let me talk to you. And he gets this big ass letter from home. He's like, let me read it to you. And then they show it to us. Do you see how tiny the writing was?
Right. Like, what am I going to do with that?
What am I going to do?
And I'm not reading that shit anyway. I'm looking at you, Daddy Pascal. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that like his family really, because he has kids too, his family really cares about him. And I'm like, oh, like sugar daddy's got money, he's got a business, all of this stuff, but he's also got like a loving family and support system behind him. Like, we love to see it.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't care.
Do you remember this guy?
I don't like the story. I remember him. I just don't like the story.
His name is Dan. The fact that this was the only photo I could find of him from the premiere.
Oh, he's the guy that walked out and said, "Dang, girl, look at you."
Yes, he's the guy with the glasses. So his name is Dan. And we get an intro package from him later, like halfway through the episode, where I'm like, oh, I thought he was unimportant, which is why I didn't include him in this first half of the slideshow. But no, we get a story and we get an intro package. And he's the guy who he's got 2 daughters and he adopted, I think his oldest daughter, he adopted her. And he starts crying when talking about them. And I start crying. I'm like, I cannot catch a break. Like, I'm literally crying every intro package, like just bawling. But that's Dan. We'll see more of him, I'm sure. But I thought it was super beautiful when he's like, "They're my world. I love my daughters."
It was wonderful. I just remember, do you remember that show on MTV, the dating show Next?
Yes.
For this? Oh my god.
Was that the one with the bus?
Yes, the Next bus. And like people walk off and the lead would just go next if they didn't want them. I want to see like a mini episode of The Bachelor where it's kind of like that, especially with all these intros, like next. Back in the limo.
Taylor, we need to see you as the Bachelorette because I don't think Joan would do that. Joan
wouldn't do that, but also like I don't need my dating life to be all out there. Y'all know how to act about me and the people I date or who you think I'm dating.
They don't know how to act, Taylor. They're children, most of them. Anyways. Then we have this guy. This whole thing is happening, right? She's dating. She's having her one-on-ones. And we have Jack, like we mentioned, just prowling on the prowl. Like, oh, this house looks good.
Yeah, I love it. You better give me the zip line. Give me the lights. Show me the wine. Show me the house. Talk about your time in Mexico. Now here's the thing. You got to include me in that. Like, oh, I think I saw this in Mexico. We should go to Mexico. Like, that's the next step in the conversation. But I like it. No, game. He's funny.
That's what I got from that too. I was like, oh, he travels. Like, I love that. Then they do this little pickleball.
I hated this little pickleball thing. I loved, who was it that said like, oh, I play pickleball. This is whatever that was not pickleball. I hated this little bit. It went on too long. Oh, and then all the guys came outside and everyone got a racket and we were just playing balls everywhere.
Yeah. I didn't like it either because I was like, they started playing. I forgot what guy she was with. I think it might have been Jordan. But they're playing first. And I look in the corner, I zoom in and I'm like, why are there 30 rackets in that corner?
Yes. That's not fun. And some PA had to go in the living room and be like, okay, guys, can you all follow me? We're all going to go outside right now. I think my favorite thing is like, if you really pay attention, Jack is in the very back. So you can see that pink blazer. Way before
at the beginning
when they're all walking out.
It really got him last.
You see this giant cluster of all the guys walking out and Jack's just in the back with his glass like, all right, what's going on, buddy? Like, he didn't give a fuck about what everyone's doing in the group.
They probably couldn't find him.
Doing in the group. I don't care about the group. I care about my one-on-one time. Sorry, I get really heated about this because like, ew, it's unnecessary. I'm not going to shuck and jive for the attention for one person out of a group of people, even though I know that's the game.
Anyway. In those settings, it's good. No, group dates are always tough. And this was just a giant group date. And yeah, I didn't notice that he was in the back, but it's probably because he was too busy cooking or touring the mansion. They couldn't find him when they were, trying to get everyone together.
My flambe, wait, no.
Exactly. I thought he was cooking for himself. I'll be honest. And then he pulled out and I was like, oh, it's for Joan. Okay, that's nice. I literally thought that we were going to have a real villain.
I thought it was for somebody else in the house. Like, I thought he was like, oh, like I make this great dish.
Another guy?
Romance.
Guy? Maybe Guy?
Oh, Guy?
Guy? Maybe that guy?
Jack and Guy? Oh my God.
I like it. It's got a nice ring to it. But we did this, blah, blah, blah. And then Jesse comes in, sets down the first impression rose. We all know this. We're Bachelor Nation girlies. They are a bunch of recruits, Taylor. How dare they not know what the first impression rose
They're a
is?
bunch of old men who have never seen the show, and the only people that know what a first impression rose are the people who have women in their lives that are our age that tell them this is what you do and this is what this is and this is how you prep for it. Otherwise, like, look, they're not. I would argue that The Bachelor, Bachelorette, all these dating shows are technically game shows. I would argue that. But most people don't approach it that way. So they don't know the mechanics of these shows as games. They don't know how to navigate or prepare for these things, especially not these old fucks. So sorry, you don't know what a first impression rose is. I'm not offended. Just go fall in love. Make a good impression and fall in love. That's all I need.
It was cute.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, is this the guy she likes the best? And then Mark is there. He's the Bachelor expert. And he's like, no, this is what this means. And I'm like, oh, I love it when he lays it straight. Mark knows his shit.
Exactly.
But so then Joan picks up the rose. All the guys get up. She's like, nah, sit down. Walks by another group of guys. They all stand up again. She's like, it's okay. Sit down. Who does she go up to, Taylor? Who does she?
Yay! I was so excited. I was literally like rooting. I'm in my bed in my sweatpants. I was like, Keith, because I love him. He's just it's so hard to find good men. It's so hard to find good, kind men. And he's such a good, kind man from what I've seen on this 45 minutes of television that's edited. But how do you not love him? And to see him just I just love it. I love them together. I love how happy they are. There's chemistry, and it's not arousal. It's not lust. It's like a genuine loving connection that's so palpable. So I'm over the moon. He deserves it.
I literally, after I saw their one-on-one by the fire, I was like, oh, he's first impression material. Yeah. She talked about how feeling so comfortable with him and safe. And I'm like, oh, that's it. If she can feel that from a 30-minute conversation, this is it for her. So I think she made the right choice. I think it's a good choice for sure. Now, if you were there and you were giving out the first impression rose, who's the lucky guy?
Jonathan, Literally, I'd be so distracted. Maybe this is my downfall. I would be so distracted by lust for Jonathan. I'd just be like, come here. I'm in my Claire Crawley bag for sure. That's what would happen. But I'll say, he's so sweet. I like him.
No, he does. That's a good choice. I agree.
Mark. But Mark is guaranteed not going anywhere. We know Mark is saying he's too hot to not make it through. He's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I predict he'll make it afar. And also we saw the trailer, which we'll talk about in a second.
Oh,
did you watch the trailer?
I don't watch the trailer, so I don't know everything. So it was playing in the background, but I didn't pay attention. You can tell me all about it. It's America Tells All.
If you don't know, though, if you don't want to know, we don't.
No, I want to know. Now I want to know. I'm nosy. You got me going.
Okay, so let's talk about the trailer. Fuck it. Mark gets an I love you from Joan. And I'm what?
Wait, sorry, no. Before we talk about the trailer, what in the Big Brother ass shit were they doing with this? Okay, guys, it's your first night in the house. Here's videos from home.
It's been a few hours.
It's been a few hours. Okay, you were sequestered for what, a week? Try 2 weeks. Oh, you have a family. I have kids. They're adults. Shut up.
I doubt it was even a week, but I literally thought that. I'm like, oh, videos from home are right. Is
weird.
This
Literally, I was like, what in the Big Brother? We don't get videos from home until day 70 fucking something in the Big Brother house. Come on. Do you get them in the jury house?
We did. We got them in the jury house.
That's lovely. I wouldn't know what that's like, but that's nice to hear that you got that.
You know what? Yeah, it was. I'll take the money to a video from home. Oh no, you got the video from home, but in the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all get them anyways.
We got them anyways. And then I'm gonna interrupt you one more time, girlie. I am.
What all you want?
With them keeping these people up all night on the regular Bachelor and Bachelorette show to keep sexagenarians up from nighttime until the sun is rising and the hawks are cawing outside. See, even Benji, those hawks are screeching outside. And
the hawks are a good thing. The hawks are good.
Not for the rest of them. Joan's like, oh, it's a sign. And these men are like, I'm dying. My bedtime is 8:00 at night and it's 8:00 in the morning. It's torture. It's mental warfare on these sweet, sweet older men. Now, I'm not saying be kinder to men, but maybe let's just be gentle with these ones in particular.
It did cross my mind. Where I'm like, production, why are you doing this? This is elder abuse. I'm like,
Yes,
they could have just pushed up the schedule and
please.
not started. Like, I think it would have been funny. It would have been a funny bit, like, oh, we're starting at 8 a.m.
Because they're
with the
old.
limos because they're old. Haha. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead, they're having them start at their usual time at like 8 p.m.
No.
The sun's coming up. There's one contestant that's like, oh, I'd be waking up right now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
They're all from the East Coast. Like, I'd be waking up an hour from now. Huh? You haven't even gotten used to West Coast time? Evil. Elder abuse. I'm reporting them to SAG for this.
They're all absolutely sloshed. Like, Jack has been pounding the bourbon. They've all been pounding that shit. They don't do like, that weak shit. I was looking around. I'm like, they all have like the dark liquor. Like, they're sophisticated. They're men. They're older men. I was like, oh my God, they got to be drunk out of their minds. But they all handled it very well. I could never. But they got their videos from home, and you know what? I was crying. I'm not going to shit on them for getting these videos a few hours after leaving home, because I was literally tearing up. I was like, oh my God. Like, as soon as their kids started, whose kid was first? It was Pascal's kid. And Pascal goes, he's like, that's my son. That's my boy. And I'm like, I thought it was cute.
Me, I was like, okay, wrap it up.
I think my period's coming up. I definitely think, because I was hysterically crying during that part. I look over at Corey and I'm like, I think it's coming next week, because this isn't normal. I'm super emotional.
Yeah, it wasn't that deep, America. Get it together.
It was to me. And then I watched it again this morning for like notes and stuff, and I cried again. So
okay,
I'll let y'all know. But this is
you don't need to.
Very emotional.
Because then you'll have freaks are gonna
track tells all.
Period.
It tells all.
That you can tell all, but do you want these psychos to start tracking your period and be like
my fertility, like how fertile I am?
They're gonna do that. And you have a public boyfriend, they're gonna start texting your boyfriend, being like, "Get the girl right now. She's gonna be extra freaky this week."
Someone's got to do it, because I don't track my period, and I have the hardest time when I'm like, "Oh, did I miss it, babe? Am I pregnant?" And he's like, "No, we're good." So Corey's the one to calm me down. But that is it for all the men, right? So we then get to the rose ceremony. Mm-hmm. And she's giving out the roses, and of course Jack is one of the last remaining men, and he's like, am I gonna get it? I'm like, Jack, you got an intro package, you're fine. You've gotten plenty of screen time, you're fine. So in the end, this is what this looks like.
Bye.
Bye, Bill. I'm so sorry. He's a cool musician. David, he travels
Bill was
a lot.
Like looking way too deep into her eyes. He like wouldn't let.
He was
up.
too close.
He was too close to her. Not in a way that was welcome. It was just like, okay, please move. And he did. Yeah. Out of the house.
She evicted him. Then we have Ken, who didn't give us much. He was from Mass. Pablo's so cute. Another really just very educated man. RJ was so cute. He came in with the I'm a 6-foot guy, finance.
Oh,
I don't think Joe knew what he was talking about. He did that for us.
She started saying it with him at the same time.
She did? Okay, yeah. I missed that part, but good for her. So she's on TikTok. It didn't work, clearly. Well, I think he was 6'5", but also Keith is 6'5", so there could only be one 6'5" guy.
Can't go.
And then Thomas, who was the firefighter that I couldn't find on the New York Fire Department's website. So,
wow.
that's for another podcast, a mystery podcast, perhaps.
A Bachelor Mysteries podcast. I believe in you.
What do you think of the men remaining?
I mean, I have my favorites already. Like, I don't, it's okay. Next. I feel like Gary looks like a knockoff Questlove to me. You know who Questlove is? Okay,
I do.
Okay, you scared me. I keep feeling.
No, I was looking. I had to look for Gary on the
okay.
chart. You're so funny.
He's very sweet. I don't think he's gonna make it very far.
Jimmy Fallon, right? Is he the?
Yeah.
The band for Jimmy Fallon. Okay, that's where I know him from.
Yeah. We're gonna leave that at that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pro ending elder abuse. Stop making these men be sleep deprived. Don't make Joan go through that. I want to see a lot of tonguing down. I want to see Joan get a little frisky and freaky. She's a pretty woman. I want to see someone match her freak this season. But yeah, I need her to leave Jonathan alone so I can scoop in there. Because
We didn't even mention she did get a kiss from Keith. First kiss of the night.
Yeah.
She gave him the rose,
Yeah.
the first impression rose, and they got a kiss. It wasn't super freaky,
no,
but
it
they'll
doesn't
get
need to
there.
be. We don't need any Aries out here. Like, we don't need any kissing bandits going crazy out here. Just some tasteful ones are fine.
Who's your winner pick?
My winner pick? Okay, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a final two. And I'll say Keith is definitely gonna be, I would be devastated if he's not final two. Like, actually heartbroken.
I see that.
And looking at all these pictures, it feels different than like my notes over here. Am I
What names you got?
Am I crazy if I say Jack?
You're crazy. Taylor,
Okay.
you've lost it. Cut the feeds. Cut this out, Sam. No, this.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that like Jones gonna
He has so much life to him. Who's the
Yeah.
ER doctor? Who was he? What was his name?
Guy?
Guy.
That's the
I could see Guy like coasting real deep just on good looks and like wealth. You know, it seems like it fits the bill to me. But Jack just seems like such a good time that I could see Joan being like, this is energy I need. Like, Jack's used to big families. He wants to connect a big family. I could see that kind of being like what he.
She liked his cooking.
How do you not fall for someone who's going to cook you a good ass meal like that? That looked good. My mouth was watering. I was hungry. Watching that man cook for me.
I'm watching him make this drunk as fuck, and I'm like, the only thing I make drunk is like in college, I used to just, like beans. I remember one time just popping a can of beans and like heating that up.
America, I need you, if you're going to tell a story like that, I need you to make it like more compelling and more interesting. Beans.
Do you not like beans? Oh, that shit was the best thing ever. After the club, Taylor, I'm Mexican. I grew up with beans, like, and everything. So
you could have been like, oh, I like going to get the tacos. You said, no, I went back to my apartment and I opened up canned beans. I would have gone with Taco Bell. I don't even eat Taco Bell. That's some nasty ass shit. But if you said, oh, I love going to Taco Bell because I'm Mexican, I'm like, okay, sure.
Wait, you don't like Taco Bell?
Oh, America, you know what? My palate, we have different palates. I'll just leave it at that.
I've seen your Chili's tweets.
Yeah.
I should have known.
I should have known what I was getting into this conversation.
Have you tried Applebee's though? I'm scared.
Why would I waste this does not go to Applebee's. This does not belong to the Applebee's, a Chili's, a Fridays. I did Fridays in college because they took our little campus card. But like that does not belong in this does not step foot in those spaces. The closest I will get is a Benihana. Okay. I love it. And I'll buy the
that's not quite the same.
The lobster biscuit mix from the grocery store and I'll make it at home. But
what biscuit mix? Which
the
one?
Tea biscuits from Red Lobster.
Oh, the Red Lobster. Okay, it cut out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they sell that at the grocery store, so you can like make those biscuits at home. Yeah. And I do love an Olive Garden soup salad breadstick situation. I'll give you that.
Okay, there we go.
If we were out and you're like, let's go to Chili's.
Oh, I know a really good pregame spot.
No, I'd be like, okay,
let's go get some
rooftop cocktails nearby. I'd be like, appetizers nearby, small bites, please.
You're not like Dollaritas nearby.
What is a dollar? I've never heard that in my life, America. What is a dollar?
It's an app. Shut up, Taylor.
No,
oh my god.
So
it's an Applebee's thing. I was so mad that I missed this while I was in the house because they do it like once a year. Maybe they have this promotion where they have dollar margaritas. They're called Dollaritas. So they did it last October. Maybe it'll be coming up this October.
It's like margarita mix. It's not real. It's not like cane sugar mixed with the syrup. It's just like
it's not. I can't guarantee that there's any of that.
I want better for you. I want better for you. I love you so much. I want better for you.
I love Applebee's so much, Taylor. Don't you dare. How no shitting on Applebee's on my watch. Sam, can you cut her mic, please? Thank you. Can you mute her?
Camera's dead.
No. Yeah, we'll just have to re-edit this and just leave me talking the entire time.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
I have had so much fun, Taylor. Let's talk about the trailer though before we go, real
Talk to
quick.
me.
Let me give you some spoilers. I'm gonna be reality America for the next 2 minutes, but we see a trailer, right? And we see, I think Jonathan is there, Guy is there, Pascal is there. So we're seeing who gets like further along in the process. And there's this one scene where Joan goes, "I love you, Mark." And I'm like, why would the producers leave this in? Are they trying to like psych us out? Like, is this real? Does she love him? What do you mean she loves him? This is, or is it a breakup? I love you, like I love you as a friend, and they cut that part out.
Or is it a
Because
Frank
there's no,
update?
like, why would they do that?
So that
Why
you
would they
would
leave that in there?
question. So you'd ask this question and you'd stay tuned to watch, obviously.
And I will. And they got me. You know what? If there's one thing I'll eat up is an "I love you." And then Joan being like, "I love more than one person." Or she said like, "I only loved one person my entire life. Now I love more than one." And I'm like, 2, 3, 4?
Four.
How many?
Be serious. It'll be 2.
Well, there's Keith and Jonathan and Charles L, of course, and Jack, that is your winner pick. So that's at least 4.
He cooks. That's huge.
Let him cook. Let him
cook.
cook.
And he cooks well too.
And we also have a little clip of a group date. I love group dates. You love group dates. Hello. The pickleball date was so fun. But they do a Magic Mike type of show, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So they're going to be ripping off their shirts, doing some sort of like sexy dance. I'm so excited to watch that. That's going to be coming up.
Jonathan.
Eddie.
Jonathan.
I hope he's on that date. We will be.
Don't
rob us of this opportunity, please, Bachelor producers. If you're listening to us, I know it already happened, but he better be on that group date.
I don't care about anybody else except for him ripping his shirt off and gyrating in front of these cameras. Give it to me. Give it to me now.
That's disgusting. Give it to me. Give me to me. Show me to me, Rachel. Show me to me, please. Please. I hope so. I hope all of our dreams come true this season. And I'm so excited to watch. This is going to be so much fun. I can already tell. Like, I cried so much this episode.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's because I'm
excited to cry. Well, we'll see next Wednesday, right? After all of this is done, and maybe I'll be on my period. Maybe I won't be, but this will be a science experiment. Like, how much will I cry next episode?
Okay, well, you keep me updated. I won't be crying that much. I can guarantee you that right now. But that's because my heart is cold, cold ice.
Ice queen. Capricorn queen. I'm a Capricorn rising, so I sort of get it.
Sister.
We're there. Before we go, one more thing. Bachelor Nation news. We did have Joey and Jen on Dancing with the Stars. This is the first season that I've watched in like a decade, and Joey did so well. Jen did amazing. She did a routine to Flowers, which is very fitting. I love that, her taking back her power and being on the stage. Jonathan, who was her third place guy, was also there in the crowd. So there's a lot of rumors about that. And Joey was there with Kelsey and Mark, and he's just there looking hot. They both got pretty good scores, but
that's good. Good for Kelsey.
That's it for that. Good for Kelsey. Good for Jen. I love that for them. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the season, Taylor? How are you feeling?
Let's see how this goes. I'm ready to see these hometowns. Do you think these older people are gonna fuck in the fantasy suites? Like,
yes. Did you watch last season? They were. How did what did he call it? A knock in boots. I think that's how he said it. I think he might have actually said we had sex though. I think he did, like full on. You know how they usually don't say it.
Yeah, I would say it. I mean, whatever. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Rachel Riley. I know that she works in casting on the Golden franchise. So shout out to Rachel for giving us some great people to judge.
She did an amazing job. I actually recently found that out. These are amazing. Like, they're great. I was like, you did great. I love them so much. I cried so much this first episode. It's amazing. She did her big one with this casting.
For real. And you know what? I might text her and be like, so Jonathan, what's going on? No, I'm kidding.
What's his contact info again?
Curious, but if you see me in the streets with Jonathan holding hands, mind your business. Okay.
I'm gonna be all over it. What would y'all stand name me? Your ship name be? What is it? Tonathan or it's Jaylor again.
No, because everybody that I have been shipped with from the TV show has been a Jaylor. Y'all, obviously, me and Joseph are Jaylor. And then at the reindeer games, then me and Josh, we were like, oh my God, Jaylor 2.0. And I was like, fuck you guys. And now there's only one
Jaylor 2024.
No!
Coming soon.
There's only one Jaylor. We're just
everyone on Twitter, start getting your fingers ready. No, that's so funny.
Just throw it out the window. Ooh, okay. No, stay there.
Not really though. Really. It's been an honor to have you on, Taylor. I had so much fun. Literally, my mouth hurts from like smiling so much. This was so cool.
I love you, America. I always giggle when I think about you because I always say like you're just like the best type of Twitter stan personified. But it's like you're fun. You're so fun, and I just love giggling with you whenever I see you. And literally, this is the first time we've actually gotten to like talk and get to know each other. Whenever we see each other, it's at some event, and you get bombarded, and I get bombarded, and it's just like, oh my God, like I want to say more, but I gotta go. So this has been so fun. I might keep watching the season just so we can have our own little baby group chat and chat about it. But I'm so proud of you for starting your podcast. I can't wait to see you explode. Congrats on being #1 on Apple Podcasts. That was so cool to see. And I love seeing you win and thrive. And I wish you nothing but the best. So have the best time ever recapping the season.
My soul just left my body. The Taylor Hale. Are you kidding me? Taylor, 2 years ago, I was on my couch, like rooting for you. Almost, it's not, we're about a week out from the actual finale.
So Freedom Day, when BB24 is released from their contracts.
But it's coming up. But it was like 2 years ago, I was watching you crying with your finale speech. It's like the best one I've ever heard. And now I'm here. I cannot believe this. What is life? It's been a pleasure. It's an honor. I can't believe this. This is so cool.
Oh, thanks, America.
So where can people find you? What do you have coming up? Let us know.
Really, really exciting things coming up that I can't talk about just yet, but I'm so excited and you will find out soon. Like dying to finally get this project launched that I've been working on for a long time. So who knows, maybe I'll come back on the podcast and talk about what I'm doing soon enough. But you can find me in the meantime on Instagram at the Taylor Mac, on TikTok at the Taylor Mac, and on Twitter at the Tay Mac. But don't at me unless you feel like getting whacked.
Tell him. I love it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to find out what this is. I'm so excited for you, and really I'll be all over it.
It's something that if you told me 2 years ago that I would be sitting down and doing this type of project, I would have been like, you're crazy. But like, I'm so excited. And if you've been following, I've been doing so much research. So I'm really excited to finally get this thing off the ground and start yapping away.
I'm so excited. So happy for you. I cannot wait. Y'all, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the second episode of America Tells All. So excited to announce that I'll be on We Know the Bachelor with Amy and Haley next week. That's going to be, I'm so excited to hang out with them and talk everything Bachelor. Please make sure to go listen to that. It'll be sometime out next week. And make sure, of course, to subscribe, please. You can subscribe at americatellsall.com. We were at #1 yesterday. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this momentum going. Keep telling your friends and family, coworkers, everybody that we got to keep America at #1. Hello. It makes sense. So let's do it. Thanks, y'all. This was great. This is so much fun. I cannot wait for this season. Bye.